Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the Dubai Sevens Women's Final, New Zealand versus Australia. Now, there have been so many finals over recent times that have been this exact same case. New Zealand, Australia, the two top sides, both undefeated throughout their Sevens campaign this far, and they want to make sure they put in that final statement by getting themselves the victory here. Now, throughout the Oceania Sevens, it was actually the Aussie team that were able to get the better of the New Zealand team, but New Zealand were under a different name, which means that their streak is still alive, and Australia once again have an opportunity to try and end it. Now, they did beat them in 2022 in Dubai. They want to do it again, but New Zealand have been looking very promising throughout their recent campaign. New Zealand all day says Razor Robertson. Also, these two will probably contest more finals, including Paris, or most finals, including Paris. Yeah, I think we're going to see this match played off against the two sides at least probably 4 or 5 more times throughout the 8 legs that we have got for the women's sevens. And good morning, Giz of the Random Reviewer, says a Blues Nate in the chat as well. But currently the Australian national anthem is being played. Now, I should mention number 55 for the Australians. After the red card last match, she will not be allowed to take part, although it's a little bit even, I guess you could say, because New Zealand do not have Sirahirani in their side, so they will be missing her. The Australians will be missing Alyssa. Now, I struggle to say her last name without saying a swear word because I can't remember exactly where the letters go, so she will be missing Alyssa, not playing. And yeah, the women go New Zealand, says Simran, and there as well. Yeah, these two sides. The Trans-Tasman rivalry, it runs deep for these ladies because they find each other playing each and every week in a final, and awesome that these are the two heavyweights. My cousin lives in New Zealand, so go New Zealand, says WMS. And I should mention, New Zealand almost defeated by Canada. It was a last-minute try that helped get them over the line, a little bit similar to what we saw the men do on a couple occasions throughout their Dubai Sevens, but New Zealand, they seem to know how to win. They've been on a massive winning streak. I think it's up to about 45 games or something along those lines. I could be wrong there. Michaela Blythe, she ran into her teammate. You can't blame her, though. She's got a black eye and doesn't look like she can see out of it. So, she might run into a few more things than just her teammate. Probably the opposition. That might have been how she got the black eye. And let's go Faith Nathan, says Blues Nate. Of course, we know she's your favourite player, Nathan. And let's see how she goes in this one. The ball has been delivered. Both national anthems have been sung, which means we're ready for once again another battle between these two ladies' sides. It's going to be New Zealand kicking off from left to right. Maddie Levi, one to watch out for, of course. Tegan Levi, her sister, also going to be in the starting lineup. Now, it's about to be kicked off by New Zealand. Willison taking her time deciding what way does she go. Even she doesn't know. Now she goes left, and we are underway. Straight to Madison Levi. I'm not sure if that's the best choice. Now Charlotte Caslick going back across to this left-hand side. Shani, I know that it was Shani Williams, although she's got to change the name now. And tell you what, she's got her ears pinned back, the lady with the ball. She will be going through 22. What's her name? Tavita. There you go. First try of the match, one of the newer names in this Australian side. I was trying to recognise her. I was thinking, that's not Madison Ashby. That is instead being Tavita. And she just steps round Willison like she wasn't even there and then just pins the ears back. She runs hard. She's got that running style that you kind of dig your chin down when you're going, try and get that little bit of extra momentum forward. We have got there some weird flags there, says Blues Nate. They're kind of like sparkly, dotty flags, weren't they, the ones that they had for the national anthems? They kind of were made up of about 50 little, kind of like bubble wrap in some regards. But Davita manages to score the try. This is the 23rd time that these two sides have met in a cup final, and it won't be the last for 2023. But Australia 7-0 up now. It's kicked a little bit too long from the Australians. I think there was a knock-on the ground from Shani. Now it's going to be the scrum feed for New Zealand. Chance here for them to try and create some sort of attack. Okay, so Shani Smale. I have to remember that rather than Shani Williams. There we go. Now Willison. To feed the ball in. New Zealand going off to the left-hand side now. Kelly Brazier passes to Sheree Kaka. She's got a bit of speed, but it's taken down instantly by Charlotte Caslick. Maddie Levi not able to clean that ball up, so Brazier cleans it up again. Georgia Miller, the lady who scored that last-minute try for them in the last game up against Canada. Now Stacey Flula goes back to Miller, who's on this left-hand side. Big fend on Shani Smale. Chasing Arts, Tegan Levi. She will not get her, though, and Georgia Miller once again shows why she's so dangerous and scores another try for New Zealand. Like I said, Rookie of the Year last year. There's a reason for that. She is an extremely talented player. 19 years of age. She's probably got another 10 years in this Sevens side at least, if not longer. Is always able to find those gaps. Plenty of pace. Scores the try. Gives a thumbs up to her teammate for the pass. New Zealand now to line up this kick. Does go over. And that'll make the score 7-all between these two sides. We're only 3 minutes in and already we have seen two very good tries scored. Mainly off breakaways. Both sides defensively will be tested all throughout this contest. Definitely with the talent that's running towards them. Kicked off long by Willison this time. Now normally they would have Tyler Nathan Wong in charge of that. But she is not there for this leg of the Sevens, I don't believe. I think she's injured. But I could be wrong there. Now going off to the right-hand side. Charlotte Caslick. Cross to Tegan Levi. Willison trying to backtrack. Cross to get her. Missed tackle from Sheree Kaka. Tegan Levi got it away to her sister Madison. Already scored many tries throughout this competition. Shani Smale trying to beat Georgia Miller for pace, isn't quite able to do so. Now Madison Ashby looping around was Caslick to the left-hand side. Another good low tackle made on to Vita. Georgia Miller gets the turnover for New Zealand. She has been everywhere throughout the early stages of this match. Now Stacey Flula had the option on the inside to Willison. Tries to get through Caslick. Wide slick pass out to Georgia Miller. One more to Michaela Blyde. Offload on the inside. Miller will score again. She's doing it by herself at the moment. That's 2 tries for Georgia Miller. She's a little bit slower getting up from that one than the last. But 4 tries scored throughout this Dubai Sevens competition. 2 in the final against the Australians. She got the initial turnover and then from there managed to find the pass out wide to Blyde, who was lined up by Tavita, but still managed to have the wherewithal to be able to get that offload on the inside in time to Miller. Broke through a tackle and scored the try. A harder kick, closer to the touch line. It's come round though, but it does stay short. The score will remain 12 points to 7 in favour of New Zealand. 2 minutes remaining. This first half, I should mention the men's final is just around the corner. It will be South Africa taking on Argentina. That one will be kicking off at around 4:50 a.m. New Zealand time. So 30 minutes time when we will see that match take place. Madison Levi. Once again, they have found her hands. Tegan gets it away to Caslick. Skip past to Ashby. Taken down early. And let's go New Zealand. Says Simran there. Loose ball. Georgia Miller. You'd never guess it, but she got the ball again. It's going to be a knock-on, though, from the Australians. So they go back to the initial scrum. She has been absolutely everywhere. Hot flushes wake me up. So I managed to catch the last 30 seconds of the men's bronze final. Yay. Says Nov Mum. Tell you what, that last 30 seconds was pretty intense for that bronze final. So I'm sure you're enjoying this one so far, Nov Mum. 5 points difference in favour of New Zealand. Georgia Miller has been everywhere. Our ball's gone back through. Willison goes to Kelly Brazier. They aren't allowed to score on that side because Georgia Miller's not out there. But it's Michaela Blyde trying to step on the inside. There we go. Now Georgia Miller's got the ball. Passes it off. New Zealand with Poultry Lane. Tackled by Tegan Levi. Oh, big clean out there. And that forces the knock on. Great work from Tegan Levi. Forcing a bit of the physicality. And Georgia Miller, Maddie Levi, both great young talents. Sears Razor there. Yeah, there's a lot of talent throughout these two sides. And I feel like that's the thing. There are so many talented players under the age of, let's say, 21 at the moment in the world of sevens. Men's as well. And there's going to be a lot of future stars coming up through the rankings over the next few, maybe 3 or 4 years. We're going to get to see some really big names start to develop. Now, Faith Nathan thought about the offload to Maddie Levi, doesn't get to do so. Hear the halftime siren now. Australia looking to get themselves one last try before the end. That is going to be Dominic DeToy. Running Tegan Levi, she's through. Miller's only jogging after her. I don't think she's got the pace. Looks like Stacey Flula is trying her best, but she will not get there. Tegan Levi scores and Australia will take the lead heading into halftime now. Taking some extremely deep breaths there. Tegan Levi, 15th of her career. It's a big hug from Dominic DeToy. Amy Duplessis, she go play sevens. Here's Razor Robertson. That's the thing. The Olympics is just around the corner, and we are seeing quite a few players from the union side of things going into these sevens, whether it's Antoine Dupont, who I believe is joining up to play next week in the sevens in Cape Town. Michael Hooper, he's decided to take a bit of a run down the sevens stretch. And sorry if this is a dumb question, but can you play in the sevens team? But can you play in the sevens team and in the national team? Says Simran, you kind of can. Depends on your schedules a little bit, because an example of that is Antoine Dupont. So he is a French international rugby union player, but he wants to play sevens. So because of it, he is going to have to miss the Six Nations. I think he could still play in the Six Nations, but he wants to fully commit to sevens. We saw also Caleb Clark. He, for New Zealand, I don't think was allowed to. So I think it depends on their eligibility a little bit as well. Because Caleb Clark, he kind of left to play sevens and then took a little while to get back into the All Blacks. Who would you put in from the New Zealand NPC into this 17s? I think Macca Springer. Macca Springer is a very good shout. Who else could you look at? I mean, Peter Lakai. I think I'd love to see him in a sevens kit. I feel like he's a little bit more of an unknown, though, isn't he? Like, he's probably not as well known as... Oh, is he as well known as Macca Springer? I still feel like he would easily fit in. Like, he's played the under-20s, but I'd love to see him play sevens just because of his work in the breakdown, as well as just being a big muscle ball for them to be able to use. It'd remind me a little bit of Finney Anganofo, whose name I've slightly mispronounced, but who's currently playing for them. I feel like he'd be a similar build to him. And I mean, we've seen someone like an Artie Savia in the past do pretty well in sevens. Peter Lakai, I feel, isn't that unsimilar to him. We have get there, yeah, you can. Portia Women, Black Ferns and Sevens. I think it's easier for the women's game, isn't it? In terms of schedules seem to allow more room for being able to play both. Because I think about 4 of the... In fact, probably more than 4. Probably about 7 or so of the women's sevens side did actually play in that Women's World Cup when it was taking place. And Artie would fit right in. Same with Rico and Mark Talia. Says Razor Robinson. Now second half has got underway. To the right-hand side, Madison Ashby. It's going to be important that they get it right here. They've already taken her off the field was the sentence I was half by finishing. But now nice run forward from Tavita again. Probably getting more minutes here due to that rear cut that they had in the last game. Now out wide. And Ashby is still out there on the park. Gets it off to Dominic DeToy. Now Ashby goes again. New Zealand attempting the tackle while lying on the ground. That can actually end up being a penalty depending on if she made it, but she did miss it. Now Madison Levi, 10 metres from the line, gets back up to her feet, goes again. She's 5 metres out from the line. Poultry Lane trying to stop her, but the knees are down. And Roygaard would be interesting. Yeah, Cam Roygaard, I feel like... Oh. Yeah, maybe. Tegan Levi, through she goes. Another try for Australia. I was just thinking of someone like maybe a Falau Fakatava as well, in terms of what he would be able to do in sevens, mainly because he likes those little kicks in behind and whatnot, which could actually suit the style of New Zealand, or it could add a new style to them a little bit. But Australia have scored again. They have now got a lead of 7. She's too good, says WMS. She just charges through, doesn't she? Although, to be fair, New Zealand didn't really attempt to tackle on her, so she only just ran. She ran, no one touched her. Sheree Kaka was going to try and tackle her, decided, nah, I'm good, thank you. And Tegan Levi trying to keep up with her sister. And she's missed that drop kick, Tegan Levi. So that will keep the score at 12 points to 19, 7 points difference between these two sides. The current winning streak for New Zealand, 41 wins in a row, is what they are sitting on. 21 straight games in Dubai is the record Australia hold currently, they have just mentioned. So someone's streak is going. It's whether it's going to be a local streak or a match-winning streak for New Zealand. Sheree Kaka taken down by Kaslik. Cam Roigard for show, says Blues Nate. She's hot and beautiful, says Mornay Lagrange. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Tegan Levi, I assume? She's also very good at sevens, though, remember? She does very well there, too. Now, 22 metres out from the line. Going back to the left-hand side, Georgia Miller, Sheree Kaka. In fact, it's going to be Willison now to Kaka. She's got the ball on the inside, back to Willison, who goes back to Blyde. She's just going to run out of space here. Australia's defence are just pretty much ruthless. They just charge at you. A few seconds before, but Tegan almost hyperextended her knee there. Was that what she did? I thought she was going for a little goose step, but yeah, she might have actually, now that you say that, it did look a little bit too over-exaggerated. And 41 straight games, crikey. Says Razor Robertson, you are correct. Says Monty Lagrange, now open space. Sheree Kaka, ball on the inside to Georgia Miller, who fends off Tegan Levi. And Miller has made it to the try line. Another one for New Zealand, 3 for her. I mentioned how she was doing everything, and she's just scored the 3rd try for New Zealand. The wall of yellow, come on, girls, says Novmum. Georgia Miller moving up to 5 tries now throughout this competition. It's a good break from Poultry Lane. She was showing signs of fatigue, but she didn't want to give up. And Georgia Miller says, Blues Nate, there and go, Georgia. Says Novmum there as well. Try has been scored. That'll make it 19 all. 3 minutes remaining. That's still time to be able to determine who. Oh, they've taken Georgia Miller off the field now. So they've decided she's got her 3. They don't need to overwork her. Give someone else an opportunity. The question is, who will that be that steps up for New Zealand throughout this last 3 minutes? And go New Zealand, let's go Miller. Woo, says Zimran. Going to be kicked off by New Zealand. Just goes the 10 metres. Nicely stolen by Sheree Kaka. Now New Zealand have got another chance. Saili thought about trying to offload it. Doesn't get it away though. Dominic Tatoy was putting the arms up. Stopped her from being able to do so. Felix Hotham now doesn't go through that tackle attempt of Kaslik. Ball bounces out for Sheree Kaka, which is now cleaned up. 25 out. Maddie Levi on the ball. Wins the penalty. New Zealand Blondes and taking Levi from 0 to 0. That's 7th. Pretty much, yeah. You can go from being the star to being the person who costs you a game. And unfortunately, it happens time after time. You look at Akulia Rokalisoa. He's been in some brilliant form throughout Dubai. Waits 30 seconds, doesn't take a kick, and then New Zealand lose by 2 points. Who won 3rd place playoff out of the women? It was France who managed to get themselves a comfortable win over the Canadians. I think it was 26-5 in the end, but now to the right-hand side, Australia with the possession once more. Dominic Tatoy waiting to get involved out wide. It's going to be Maddie Levi. One-on-one. Her step is lethal and her fender's even more so. And she will score the try. Another one for the Aussies. And Sheree Kaka has an interesting play. Not particularly fast or good acceleration, but she almost keeps the opposition, keeps the opposition guessing with her body language. Yeah, she's almost like, in the most polite way possible, she just looks awkward, if that makes sense. And once again, not saying it as an insult, like it's impressive to a certain extent because, yeah, you do look at her run and you're like, what's happening there? Why is there an arm out there or a leg going the wrong way? But it's effective when she steps because they're like, we don't know what way you're going. You just kind of move as one. That kick has gone over. And now Maddie Levi, tournament tries. She's up to 12. Share it around. Next most is Faith Nathan with 8. And then Siofani and Keslick. Who's Dominique Dutoy? Dominique Dutoy, the number 10 for the Australians. Dom Dutoy, she's got the ball currently. About to have the kickoff. A nice Irish says Blues, Nate. 30 seconds remaining now. Australia looking to become the first team in women's history to win 4 straight cup titles in one location. There you go. That's a stat that's just popped up. And come on, girls, where's the defense? Says Razor Robertson. Kicked off short. Hasn't gone the full distance that was required. So New Zealand have 30 seconds to convert a try. Scoreboard's gone to sleep, but that's okay. We have not. Maybe 4:30? Not the case, though. So, 20 seconds remain. The scores are 7 in favour of Australia, which I guess the scoreboard, if it was going to mess up, at least it's messed up on both sides. So it's still 7 behind for both teams. But New Zealand need to convert a try if they want to go to golden point time. And this is to keep their record streak alive of 41 wins. As a cheer South African, says Mornay, I don't believe so. Now, nice run back to her feet, Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe. And it's booted into touch by Australia. They end the New Zealand winning streak. They make it 4 in a row in Dubai. And they continue their 22-match winning streak in Dubai. So a lot of records broken for the Australian women's side in this contest. New Zealand 19, Australia 26, says Eddie there. And also we got that laughing face there from Blues Net Highlight Girls, says a Nov Mum. So will be New Zealand finishing with the silver. Australia do get themselves the gold medal. Like I said at the start of the stream though, we're going to see these two sides go head to head in finals pretty often throughout the 2023 season. So I look forward to that. Seeing the next challenge, perhaps it could be in Cape Town. Perhaps it's a little bit further down the line. But either way, anytime these two sides play, it's entertaining. And it is, once again, a very good showing by both teams. But nonetheless, we will be popping away. We've got 17 minutes till we come back for the men's final between South Africa and Argentina. You do not want to miss that match. It is going to be an absolutely awesome matchup when it does take place. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next.